We're on page 31, section 2. Be very careful. Make Sri Ramakrishna your ideal. Follow this ideal and know that you will become strong with a new strength. Our Master was the repository of all powers. The Holy Mother and the Master are one and the same, and Swami Vivekananda also was one with the Lord. Study scriptures regularly, mix with everybody freely, seeing Narayan, the Lord, in every person. You are the children of the Holy Mother. Why should you feel fear or anxiety? Do you not realize whose blessings you have received? Do you consider everything as sham and nonsense? No, my boys, you are already liberated through her grace. On all sides, there is a demand for workers. Give your life as a sacrifice to disseminate the message of peace. The mission buildings which have come up as a result of your exertions are a worthy thing. But at the same time, your faith, devotion, and renunciation and spirit of detachment must increase. Otherwise, such external accomplishments merely cause more and more bondage. Each of you has received initiation from the Holy Mother. You have renounced your hearth and home. Your one objective has been to gain faith, devotion, knowledge, and love. Thus, it is a matter of deep regret that you three cannot live together in harmony. Obviously, he is speaking to certain monks. Is it merely lip service when we say the Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists, and Christians should reconcile and unite? Isn't such our heart's desire? What good then did we achieve having seen the Holy Mother? What have you learned from her very wonderful life? The vision of God makes all imperfections vanish, as darkness goes when the sun rises. Should not love and devotion arise in our hearts, dispelling ignorance and vain egotism? Have faith and know for certain that since you have seen the Holy Mother, you will become perfect. Yet 3 of you cannot live in harmony. You cannot give up your vanity and conceit. You cannot forget yourselves by plunging into love. You cannot kill your lower selves, and yet you want to realize God. At the same time, you claim to be worshiping God and serving humanity as an offering to God. Shame on you. If you have no love in your hearts, then your study, worship, and service are all in vain. Sri Ramakrishna said, devotees of God belong to a caste by themselves. Our ideal is to unite all mankind into that one caste of devotees. Look, my children, there is a path still open to you. You are young. Your minds are not hardened by worldliness. Weep for the vision of the Lord and pray with all your heart to him. He will show you the path and guide you. Give up the sense of me and mine. I pray that you all may be united in mind and heart through the Lord's grace. I pray that he may grant you the right understanding. I am writing this letter not for you alone, but for all of you. I'm not angry with you, nor am I angry with anybody. I consider you as my own. I write this for your own good. When love arises in the heart, joy fills it. Do not see the faults in others. See good in all and learn to love and honor all. Thus did we brother disciples live together at Baranagore Monastery. If we did not see Narayan, Swami Vivekananda, for one day, we would run to Calcutta to see him. And what attraction, what unbounded love Narayan had for us until the last moment of his life. Now, all that appears as a dream, and Brother Rakal, Swami Premananda. Whenever I hear that he wants to go somewhere away from the mat, I feel empty in my heart. The mind will always attach itself to something or other, so it is best to have it fastened to God and his devotees. You have left home. The devotees are now your next of kin. To live like this is to live a life of self-surrender and concentration of mind. Lose yourself in love. Be drunk with love. Forget I and mine by being absorbed in love. When the narrow little I goes, the real will manifest itself and you will know bliss. I scold you for your own good, considering you are my own. I do not want to keep anyone at arm's length. I wish to make the whole world my own through love. You too must make the whole world your own. Spiritual practice means to try to know our own defects and to learn how to remedy them. You will certainly become perfect if you make a habit of seeing the good qualities of others and taking on such qualities as far as possible. If you do not manage to become perfect in the present life, it is doubtful whether you will be able to become perfect even in 1,000 lives. Okay, everyone work on it. Become perfect this life. Take the stand that in this very life you will achieve perfection. Delusion will then be broken and darkness will be removed. All of you must be united in heart and mind through the grace of the Lord. Unity and harmony there must be. There is no other way. Know all to be the Lord's own. Everyone is good. Only the little ego is bad. Shun this and you will be freed from all bondages. I think that's why when you go to centers anywhere in the world, Ramakrishna centers, you immediately feel like you have come home. Because everyone really does have that feeling of you are part of the family. And this is your home. Those devotees who have made their homes into ashramas, as it were, are indeed blessed. Such dwellings will become purified through service to devotees and visits of holy men. God, devotee, and scripture, all one, is a very grand teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. To see the Leela of the Lord in a human body is a very exalted state. To guide others is very difficult unless you possess a special power from God. You will fail. Egotism and conceit will take possession of you. The secret of leadership is to forget the little I by firmly holding on to thee. Not I, but thou, O Lord, art the doer. For God alone is real and everything else unsubstantial. Realize this truth in your heart of hearts. Fill your inside and coat your outside with love. I have been made a bondservant by the love of Sri Ramakrishna. By his love, he made all of his bondservants. He was love inside and outside. Even his rebukes stemmed from his love. Not I, not I. Thou art everything. God is everything. Whom to blame? He is all. There is difference in manifestation only. If anything went wrong in the mat, Swami Vivekananda used to find fault with me. He would blame me very much. But his love had no limits, no bounds. I used to then wonder why he should blame me, but what my fault was. Now I find that Swamiji was right. This I is the root of all evil. The bad I must be given up, otherwise there is no rescue, no reformation. Those who take the name of Sri Ramakrishna will become world movers. Dedicate yourself wholly to him. I'm sure we've all received a scolding once in a while from a guru or from a holy person and wondered, what are they talking about? but they are helping us remove that small I. If anything wrong happens to the ashrama, know that it is both our faults. Swamiji was of the opinion that all faults belong to the leader. Try to reform your defects. Weep and pray to Sri Ramakrishna that you may give up your faults. There is no other way. If anything goes wrong and there's restlessness among the members there, know that it is your own defect. Always reflect why you have taken the vows of sannyas. Give up worldly madness and be mad only for God. May divine wisdom open to you through the Lord's grace. To make all mankind your own by loving all, that is the real jnana, the real bhakti of this age. Work and serve with all your heart, and thus you will receive bhakti, moksha, jnana, and vijnana. Know that you are working by divine power. Do not fear at all. For God is our help and the source of our wealth. The ideas of Sri Ramakrishna are being well propagated. Let them spread over the whole world. Let the flood of bliss and peace come to all places throughout the world. We have no other thought except the good of all the world, but our own will is not very effective. Sri Ramakrishna himself does his own work, and we are only instruments in his hands. Whenever any good work is done, it is in the spirit of Sri Ramakrishna. His power and divine light will be given to us. Take care of your health and do the work of Sri Ramakrishna and Swamiji through thought, word, and deed. Maharaj, Swami Premananda, says that by your service to God and the poor and the destitute, you have reaped the effect of years of tapasya. You are blessed. If God, the dispenser of the universe, is not generous, people's wants can never be satisfied by man's charity alone. Try to see the Lord's Leela even in these miseries and suffering. He is the supreme benefactor, but man is deluded by playing with earthly dolls. He forgets everything by being satiated with lust and greed, and thirsting for name, fame, and honor. That is why the merciful God has brought famine, plague, and this great war. He's speaking of World War I. Eventually for the good of many. See and learn. Sri Ramakrishna has not sent you merely to distribute 1 or 2 handfuls of rice to famine-stricken people, but by such acts, he wants you to manifest your greatness and your godliness. Learn to build a lofty mind and a large heart. You may not get another such opportunity. The avatar of the present age has declared that God is before you in many forms. Where else should you go to seek him? Realize this by direct perception. Make your human birth a blessing. This is something that all of us can benefit, because we tend to concentrate so much on the sufferings and negativity that's happening in the world. And when he says, it is all for the good of many. But that takes a lot of discrimination and thoughtfulness to go beyond the outside events and things. Okay. Do you not understand that we, the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, are only the instruments in the hands of the Lord? It is his power that is manifest in this monastery, and you are enabled to do these good works by divine power. Believe that the fetters of karma can be severed, that you will get parabhakti, supreme devotion, and that you will be jivan muktas, free while living in the body. What? Are you an ordinary person? Have you forgotten that you have the grace of Holy Mother, the primal power? How many in the world have this opportunity and good fortune? Not I, but thou, O Lord. This idea appeals to me most. I am the instrument, thou art the operator. I am the chariot, thou art the charioteer. This is what the supremely merciful Lord makes me understand day by day. Holding to the feet of Lord Hari, by the power of Lord Hari, serve Lord Hari in all mankind. Know that his grace is on you. You have the grace of illumined souls also. God is the inner ruler. He sees and knows everything. Pray and tell him all your wants with a guileless and sincere mind. He is more yours than you are yourself. He will certainly listen to your prayers. Take refuge in him. Engage in your sadhana. With his grace, your life will be blessed. Is a person worthy to be called a human being if he cannot give up selfishness? If he cannot give up the pleasures of the senses? To take the name of Sri Ramakrishna and at the same time to be selfish? Is there any progress for such a hypocrite? Think wisely and firmly and act accordingly. Next, I'm sorry to hear about your poor health. I now and then sing the following song. In whatever state you keep me at any time, it is all for my good. If I do not forget thee, whether you keep me besmeared with ashes, ornament me with gems, jewels, or gold, place me under a tree or on a throne, it does not matter. Only let me not forget you. Remain within your self-mind. Do not go to anyone else's house. Remain seated where you are and seek within the recesses of your heart whatever you desire, you will find there. Rules and regulations can govern behavior, but they cannot control the mind. Worship Sri Ramakrishna with all your heart and soul, and you will gain results. In time, there will be harmony between you and others. Devotion and faith are unique. Man is always intent on outward things, name, fame, honor, and so on. We want intense, maddening love for God, firm and unshakable faith, and infinite confidence. Away with all quarrels and factions. We have come here for only a very short time. Why such anxiety for tidying things up? Let others do as they like. I heard from Sri Ramakrishna the following song. I will go with my burden to Ayodhya where Rama will be crowned king. I will give my burden to Rama, taking refuge in him. Clasping his feet to my heart, I shall say to Rama, I have given back the burden you gave me. Give me no further burden on earth. Seek refuge in the Lord. Under all circumstances, keep recollectedness of him. Never forsake him. Take refuge in Sri Ramakrishna and hold fast to him. Why think merely of your disease and ill health? Know always, and under all circumstances, I belong to the Lord. The Lord is my eternal treasure. He is the one reality, the source of my well-being. Always think, Naham, Naham, not I, but thou, my Lord. Chant the name of God as much as you can, and you will have no fear. We are the children of Mrityunjaya, the conqueror of death. Remember this always. You want to open a school for the boys? It's a very fine idea. Swamiji also wanted to spread education. On the last day of his life, until the last moment, he talked to me, emphasizing the need of education of our people. The gift of learning benefits the giver as well as the receiver. Know for certain that it will be a great boon to the country. Live exemplary lives. The students will become blessed by molding their lives according to your example. Be pioneers in spreading education. The prosperity of the country will return, and the students will be steadfast in their goal if they acquire learning from sadhus. They will not only become real men, but gods and rishis. Okay. Section 4. To a devotee. Initiation from a guru is very necessary. You can receive the holy name from anyone in whom you have faith and for whom you feel reverence. I have heard Sri Ramakrishna say, one may have the grace of the Guru, the grace of Krishna, and the grace of his devotees, but without the grace of one's own mind, one may be completely ruined. What is this grace of one's mind? It is that one must desire God and struggle to realize him. He must struggle to purify his mind. Have firm faith in your own self. I will surely find God. I can never fail. This self-confidence and firm determination are needed. Let the field be ready. Then, if a good seed falls upon it, the seed will sprout and grow into a tree. Increase your love for God. Let strong renunciation and intense yearning possess you. Then only will you experience God's grace and receive peace. Call to him in secret. You must pull him to you with your heart and mind. Then only will he appear before you. This is to a monk. It is best not to have any authority over others. When you do not know how to use it, it may be the source of great danger. The Gita, as well as our own living Gita, Sri Ramakrishna, has expressed the real meaning of unattached, pure, unselfish work. Alas, you are made restless by anger on account of a few words from that gentleman. You look, what bad treatment, what insults Sri Ramakrishna bore so patiently and uncomplainingly from an ordinary gatekeeper. Is this not a lesson for us? Like worldly people, have we only come to exercise authority over them? Work or service is of no use unless it helps you to achieve purity of heart. Otherwise, work will be in vain. Who can really benefit another person? By doing unselfish work and serving others, we do good to ourselves. Our minds become pure. We learn to have patience and forbearance. Is that only a small step towards solving the problem of life? Be like the threshing machine. Keep the good. See good in others. And discard the evil. See no evil. You will enjoy much fun that way. How much Sri Ramakrishna is teaching me by placing me in various circumstances. I thought that I had escaped university examinations by taking refuge in Sri Ramakrishna. But now, I find that at every step I face examinations. When I have finished learning, I think that probably he will release me. Notice he says only probably. Though you are the head of that monastery, live as if you were nobody. Maharaj, Swami Premananda, has impressed this truth on me. I often remind myself of it. Now remember who's speaking. This is Swami Premananda, one of the greatest saints of the order, the embodiment of love. And he's saying that he faced examination at every step, and maybe when he's finished learning Ramakrishna, probably will release him. The sannyasins and brahmacharis who join the ashram, we consider as our own brothers and love them as our very children. Sri Ramakrishna made Maharaj and others his own by infinite love. Maharaj in turn made the children of others his own by that same love. So at his word, these children go wherever he says and work hard. All this they do because of love. In Swamiji's words, if you want to be a leader, you be the first to sacrifice yourself for the good of others. Empty words are of no avail. Selflessness is the secret of work. Love intensely your fellow man, and he will not hesitate to give up his life for you. I read your letter and gave it to Brother Tarak, Swami Shivananda, to read also. He said, write him that the work performed without desire for the result of action is not done either for oneself or for anybody else, but it is done as worship of God. Be completely desireless, but act. You will then be pure, eternal devotees of the Lord. I pray that Sri Ramakrishna may bless you by granting you unbounded patience, infinite forbearance, and forgiveness. Hold on to the truth and move onward with enthusiasm. Let men learn by your example the virtues of forbearance, toleration, and compassion. And not men only, let the gods in high heavens learn also. By taking refuge in Sri Ramakrishna, you have received a new light. May others also receive this light by seeing your wonderful lives. By delivering lectures and quoting his teachings, you cannot preach Sri Ramakrishna. Mold your lives in his caste and let people see your exemplary lives. Do not be swayed by words of praise or blame, and let your actions be influenced by the opinions of others. Keep your eyes always fixed on Sri Ramakrishna. He will assuredly look after you. Most people are blind, wandering about hither and thither, deluded by Mahamaya. Have no fear. The Lord is your helper and your savior. To be disturbed in mind by petty incidences is not worthy of selfless workers. You are spiritual aspirants, chosen devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Do not pay any heed to the criticism of others. Know for certain that in this world of relativity, there will always be good and evil, pleasure and pain, praise and blame. We love those who come to us not because of their merit or demerit, not because they are good or bad, but because our very nature is to love, no matter what they are, and we consider them as our very own. It is good that you are going to Benares. There you will find the society of the holy. With all your heart, call upon the Lord, the delight of the soul. He will give you the right state of mind. Keep the attitude, not I, but thou, my Lord. Pray, wherever I be, whatever I may be, Lord, thou hast to accept me as I am, for whom else do I have? Lord, I am thine, and thou art mine. Know that we are eternally related to him. And we'll stop there for this evening. Any questions or comments from anyone?
It was just beautiful.
Excuse me?
It was just beautiful. I loved the reading today.
You're not coming through.
She said this is beautiful.
It is a beautiful reading, isn't it? It's really gorgeous, yeah. So before we stop, Saturday we will be having our Karma Yoga Day. You're all invited to come, 9 o'clock, down to the convent. and we will parcel out work. And if it's not too hot, we're not going to try and give you heat stroke, but we will be working outside for a while. Then we'll have lunch. We'll have the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna reading at 5 o'clock here in the temple. And the topic Sunday is What is Spirituality by Swami Premananda, 11 o'clock in the temple. Okay? Yeah. And then the week after that, the next week, Swami Sarva Premananda will be coming. And he will give a talk at 5 o'clock on Friday the 21st, on emptiness here in the temple. When Swami Sarva Premananda comes, he does not take personal interviews, no one-on-ones. He will answer precise questions after the talks. On the 22nd, Saturday night, at 5 o'clock, he will give a talk on fullness. After Vespers, about 7, we will have a potluck with him down at the convent. And anyone that would like to come is cordially invited. But I will say, don't try and get him one-on-one. He really, we try not to put that, to impose upon him when he's here giving us all of his time. Okay? And we'll end with, all of those talks will be on Zoom and YouTube for the ones that aren't here with us. Okay? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.